Well, hello and welcome back to my channel. Look, I've got a friendly Geordies update for you. I mean, yes, I should have been onto this, but this one slipped through because I didn't stream last night. But John Barilaro's advisor was collateral damage in the friendly Geordies producer case, magistrate says. So, Miss Hamlin says she intended to comply with Sydney court order to produce digital records, but then Barilaro quit and she lost her job. The chief of staff to former New South Wales Deputy Premier John Barilaro was collateral damage in a fight over documents regarding the prosecution of Friendly Geordies producer Christo Lenker, a Sydney magistrate has said. Ms Hamlin testified on Wednesday she always fully intended to comply with the court order to produce digital records on her work devices, only for Barilaro to quit days after she received the order. The resignation without a job, without access to various accounts, and with the requirement to hand back her work phone and laptop, Hamlin told Dowling Court. The unfortunate timing of the issuing of the subpoena and the machinations of how a government is dissolved have made this a difficult time for me personally, as well as navigating these issues. She was ordered to physically appear in court after Magistrate Jacqueline Millage last week expressed dissatisfaction about the way a subpoena had been answered and the way Hamlin had been represented. But on Wednesday, Millage accepted Hamlin's explanation, and lawyers for Lenker agreed not to press for the documents, which she no longer had. The subpoena related to the prosecution of Lenker 21, who has pleaded not guilty to 2 charges alleging he stalked or intimidated Barilaro in Sydney in April and June. The criminal case comes amid a dispute between Lenker's boss, Jordan Shanks, and Barilaro, who is suing over allegedly defamatory videos posted to Shanks' prominent YouTube channel Friendly Geordies. The Nationals MP cited the strain of the ongoing defamation case as playing a big part in his resignation announced on October 4. Hamlin said on Wednesday she could not recall her state of mind on the 7th of October when her lawyers emailed Lenker's lawyers about the subpoena. I lost my job. Nearly 20 of my staff had lost their jobs. To say it was distressing was an understatement. Lenker's lawyers later withdrew their opposition to her claim the subpoena was complied with, accepting she could not be compelled to produce documents she no longer possessed. Millage said she was absolutely satisfied Hamlin regarded the subpoena seriously, immediately, brought it to the attention of her employer, the Department of Premier and Cabinet, and had taken private legal advice. I think you are collateral damage in this. They, Hamlin's lawyers, started out doing the right things, then all fell apart and you were caught in the middle of it all. There was contempt shown by the court, but certainly not by you. By consent, Hamlin was required to pay $3,000 in costs spent by Lenker in Friday's hearings. Lenker's legal team is now expected to subpoena the department for documents it believes were created inside Barilaro's office before their client was charged in June. The case returns to court next Wednesday. So this is the interesting thing, because now they're going to have to subpoena the Department of Premier and Cabinet to get the documents. So someone has the documents are related to this. Now, what do you think? It's funny that they get this subpoena and then Buzz resigns, staff loses their job, unable to comply with the subpoena. If I had a suspicious mind, we can go on together with suspicious mind. If I was the suspicious type, you would say it was sort of all planned. Anyway, here's something else that's interesting, just as a bit of a segue. There was an application put into ICAC today because Daryl Maguire is testifying today before ICAC. Now, this is the interesting thing. The Commissioner has rejected the application for closed hearings when private details of the Barilaro-Maguire relationship are discussed. She says it is not in the public interest to make such an order, and she'll publish her reasons in due course. So there was an application made to keep private all the discussions around the relationship. Very, very interesting. So he started to give his evidence. So there was a telephone call played for him. Then there was another call. He accepts he was a pain in the butt. He accepts he was. And let's have a look. So this is the live updates. Maguire and Barilaro considered having a baby. Counsel Assistant Scott Robinson is grilling Mr. Maguire about the nature of the relationship he had with Gladys Berejiklian. Mr. Maguire said the pair contemplated marriage and discussed potentially having a child. He said he loved Miss Berejiklian and believed that she loved him too. Ooh! Wow! He's answering questions about the ins and outs of the relationship. Was there close emotional attachment with Maguire? Yes. We had our moments, but yes. I take it the relationship had a level of physical intimacy. Later, yes, that's correct. Mr. Maguire says the pair used to holiday together, and he used to stay with her in Sydney, and she would stay with him in Wagga Wagga. He said she never asked for the key, she gave him back to her house. Mr. Maguire told ICAC the pair had a couple of spats over the course of the relationship, but it was never serious enough to part ways. Wow. What a bombshell. So we've had a couple of bombshells today. ICAC. Wow. What do you think? Tell me what you think in the comments below.